Hollywood big shot. Teddy Sheringham. How come you didn't know that? Stay tuned to the end of the show and we'll tell you something else about that little film as well. All right. There's a T-shirt I once saw for sale in a woman's clothes shop in New York, and it had written on it, in this woman's clothes shop, a T-shirt, it said in tiny letters, "Who is tall, dark, handsome, caring, funny, successful, rich and charming?" And it had on the back, somebody else's boyfriend. In a recent survey, it transpired that 98% of women would take that description but simply settle for the blistering comedy mind and love God melding that is Robert Newman! So that in New York, which is somewhere you've been, right?
I have.
What have you been doing?
I was out there partly writing my book, just because you get bored of writing it in one place. And I did about 4 gigs out there as well, just sort of...
How did the Americans take to you? And it must be terribly competitive, I think, with...
Yeah, you go out there, because the last gig I'd done before going to New York was like Wembley, so I felt like a big shot, you know, and then you go there and you say, I believe I'm on the bill to do 10 minutes, and they say, well, we don't have a list of you on the name here, just come on maybe between 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning, we could maybe put you on, I don't know.
2:33?
And so it cuts no ice with them at all that you've you know, played to, sort of, you've done tours in England and that, because it's like being like, I'm Bratislavia's #7 comic, you know, in my country I'm very big, I do a routine about beetroot, very funny. People, they stop in the streets, they say, where is your beetroot? I'm big star, you know, big star, you put me on. I kick ass, you know.
Wasn't that really daunting, though, touching down and... Did you plan to do gigs when you went out there?
I went out there, well, the thing is, because I was writing, I could always say, if the gigs went down the toilet, of course, I just come here to write anyway.
Did they go down the toilet?
No, they went down very well, actually, yeah, so, especially the last 2. So the first two, it was all right, you know.
So now you're writing another book. So, all right, take me through it. What's this one?
The second one, I got the idea from the American sociologist John Howard Griffin. Wrote a book in the 60s called Black Like Me. He wanted to find out firsthand, you know, what life was like living under the segregated South. So he dyed his skin black and walked around the southern states to experience it firsthand, all that prejudice and hostility. And I thought, what John Howard Griffin did for race in America in the 60s, I shall do for gender in Britain in the 90s. And had an idea of writing a book called Female Like Me. And to research it, I disguised myself as a woman and walked around the streets of London to experience it firsthand whether or not
You've done this already?
There was, and I have to say, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I mean...
You dressed as a woman.
I disguised, and I was shocked. I thought chapter 1 is sexual harassment, and I thought men shouting comments out at women in the street was something that happened, I don't know, once a month, once a week. Within half an hour, Dan, within half an hour of walking the streets disguised as a woman, I'm walking past a building site.
Yeah.
Builder leans off at the top of the scaffolding and shouts out, "Oi, are those your tits, or have you got 2 halves of a melon up your shirt?"
No.
Which was rude, it was offensive, it was an invasion of my personal space, and it was hurtful. It was very hurtful.
Yeah.
As it happened, I did have 2 halves.
2 halves, yeah.
That is not the point. That is not the point.
So you wandered around, dressed, and some may say already feminine features, adorned...
Right, absolutely.
No, exactly, no. You adorned... And so what other chapters can we look forward to?
Chapter 3, very serious one, women and employment opportunity. As you may know, in Black Like Me, John Howard Griffin goes for a job.
Sure.
As a black man, he's told it's already gone, goes back the next day as a white man, exactly the same CV, given the job. And I thought, I'll do the same thing in Female Like Me, only the other way round. And I went for the job first of all as a man, and to be honest, I didn't actually get the job. But as a man, they were very polite about it. You know, they were very courteous. They said, you know, thank you for coming for the interview. Yeah. But we don't feel, Mr. Newman, you have the appropriate qualifications to teach PE in this girls' school. Now, when I came back, a mere 10 minutes later, disguised as a woman, their attitude was completely different. They said, piss off or we're going to call the police. And it's this sort of thing women are up against every single day.
Now we're getting to the... Yeah, you bet. Now we're getting to the bits. One thing, it's almost like an accusation, but you were at university, you were at college.
Yes.
Therefore, in light of quite recent events, were you an angry young man? Are you a protester? You're angry still, or what?
I recently had to walk through an anti-vivisectionist picket. I was going through into Boots the Chemist in Camden, where I live, and they're all handing out these anti-vivisection leaflets, so I took one so they don't pick on me. And so I'm standing there waiting for my Prozac, reading this thing, and they were against testing cosmetics out on animals. All right, where do I sign? Fine. But they were also, these were hardliners against any medical research or experiments whatsoever on animals, which I find, you know, astounding. You know, the idea that someone I love, someone you love, could be saved from dying of cancer for the sake of a few experiments on what is, after all, a bit of tucker. It is astonishing to me. And I came out of there and I went up to them. I said, look, I just want to let you know just how diametrically opposed I am to everything you're saying in this leaflet. I said to them, I said, this may sound like a rhetorical figure of speech, but it's not. I honestly mean this. I would genuinely I would genuinely go into any field and kill every single horse, cow, goat, sheep, cat, dog, hamster, rabbit, gerbil, if I honestly believed in my heart for just one moment that it might be a bit of a laugh. and he, you know what he said? This so-called left-wing demonstrator. Yeah, he looked at me and he said, "Are those your tits, or have you got 2 holes of melon up your shirt?"
When exactly did
This is what I'm up against every single day.
When exactly did we drift in the act? Because you've just got that one double leg. Let's not drift back that far. All right, so your own image then. You're like just pubic hair forever, aren't you? I mean, it's just coming out of here.
It's a medieval rough.
Is it a problem? Are you vain? Do you do stuff to yourself? It's an end of the peer audience tonight. Yeah. Are you vain? Do you do stuff to yourself?
I shave. Most of my body really. And
No.
It's like the day of the trippage. You wake up and his body hair has taken over, and you have to hack your way to the sunshine.
So, you're there. Have you ever waxed or?
Occasionally, I occasionally have to imac my neck just for visibility.
No.
Just for visibility. It's
Really?
Occasionally, in the highway code, there's a sort of, it's just.
Yeah.
If you've got topiary coming out of it, then you have to clear it through.
And this time last week, I asked exactly the same question to Shane McGowan.
Yes.
I said, you are aware, are you not, and this probably rings a little true of you, that you are something of a babe magnet. Now, it's been put to you before.
Shane McGowan?
Yeah, Shane is.
No, you're joking.
Oh,
No.
At least the 2 women who work in our office went nuts when he was coming on. Oh, just nuts. And a lot of people around the building. I don't know what it is. Everyone loves a bastard. Maybe. That's it. But with yourself...
There's a bastard, and there's a bastard who can stand up.
You wouldn't have said that if Shane had been around.
I did used to be very anti-drugs myself, but I find that my attitude towards drugs... has changed now that I've got some cash. But I know there's lads watching this.
I know.
It's a Saturday night. They've been out.
Yeah.
Saturday night, and they've been out, and they've come home. And they haven't pulled, and you're going to break the news to them that Shane McGowan is a babe.
That's the way forward. You're still avoiding the question.
He's going to the bathroom with a hammer. Boom.
It works. That said, you're still avoiding it. How do you feel about it?
Well, that's all we've got time for, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that's all we've got time for, legend Robert Newman. KG get your